She ran along the shores of Madison's Lake Mendota, straight into national distance running stardom. Cathy Branta's collegiate journey at the University of Wisconsin launched her from training sessions at the lake to the top of the champions podium. And she took Wisconsin along for the ride as Branta and the Badgers became one of the most dominant forces in the NCAA during her time in Madison. Branta's victory at the 1984 NCAA cross-country championships propelled the women's program to the school's first national crown. This five-time NCAA champion scored individual titles in mid-distance races too, including doubling up at 1,500 and 3,000 meters in 1985. That 1,500 title resulted in a collegiate record to boot. To that we say, on Wisconsin for Cathy Branta as she joins the Collegiate Athlete Hall of Fame. Cathy Branta, everybody. This is a pleasant time in Eugene for you and your husband, but it's not the first pleasant time you've had in Eugene. Take us back to the most pleasant time as an athlete here.
Well, it's kind of special because I believe it's been 41 years that I won my first national title, and it was here in Eugene. So.
When you went and saw the new track today, meet the new boss, not the same as the old boss. What were some of your thoughts?
It's just incredible, the improvements that they've made. The stadium looks totally different. It's even hard to imagine what it looked like before, and just incredible for the young athletes now that have the opportunity to have such an awesome facility.
Tell us about growing up 80 miles from Madison and then becoming a Badger and the transition, because you were a high school star, and then at the college level the transition's a little tougher.
Yeah, because I didn't run a lot in I ran quite a bit, but not compared to like what a lot of people would run. In fact, the first time I went out running, my brother was a little older, and so he took off and I followed him, and I made it a mile up this big hill, and I turned around, came back home, and laid on the couch. So, so when I got to Madison, kind of the extra distance that we ran was a little bit of an adjustment, and I got injured like right away. So, and Peter was actually in Germany at the time, and I was a little afraid for him to come back and know that his recruit was already injured, but I got over it and it was fine. But
well, listen, you proved to be a great recruit. You give your cross-country win gives the Badgers their first team title in any sport. But prior to that, there was a little hiccup in the indoor games on a strategy lesson. This was a good story you shared with me.
Well, in one of the Big Ten indoors, I probably should have won the 1,500, but the 2 mile, my coach had an idea to try to get one of our runners that was a little further back to get her to score and to point. So we had to practice this little scheme that he had in practice about me and another teammate were to take the race out but run it like slow. And then at a certain point, Kelly would just take off and we would just let her go. And I don't know when it all happened, but everything kind of fell apart, and we're coming into the finish, and I thought I won, and I never saw that Nando from Iowa had passed me. I must have been looking sideways. So my teammate and me went on a cool down, and I remember she was just very, very mad. And so then the next day, Peter told me just to run the 1,500 the way I want to run it. So kind of cost me probably a Big Ten title there, but.
Well, that was a bad strategy by Coach, but how about the good strategy against Penn State when it was a little bitter cold outside?
Yeah, we had nationals out in Penn State, and it was fairly cold, and we would always go the day before to run the course, and Stanford was our main competition. And when we pulled in, they were all out there, and so Peter told us to take all of our jackets off and to try to show that we're so tough because it's not really that cold outside. So, and we did end up winning the next day. So,
I had a little birdie tell me on the way in that your father never thought you'd be a successful runner because after watching you run the first time, he said you run like a duck.
Yeah, he told me I'd never win a race because I waddled like a duck. And actually, my first high school cross-country race, he wasn't able to attend because he was at work, and I won. So I couldn't wait to come home and tell him that I won.
And what did he say?
I don't remember.
You're a high school teacher. Do the kids know what a big deal you are?
Yeah, they're aware of it. So in fact, we've been texting back and forth. So it's kind of nice that they brag me up sometimes. So it's kind of fun.
Well, it's funny. Usually it's father that knows best, but in this case, it's the students who know best because their teacher is a Hall of Famer. Cathy Branta, everybody.